my priorities are extraordinarily different than they were when I was in my 20s, say, and maybe even my 30s. But what I'm seeing is a lot of women just choosing singledom, and which they're referring to as peace, because they're like, the dating pool is so toxic that I give up.
It ain't all male toxicity in the pool.
Listen,
and furthermore, the fact that y'all are all of these boss booked and busy baddie babes, now only thing y'all want is just a little 7.5 over the sink and maybe a text. Y'all are required, because y'all are participating in this capitalistic driven society. Now all y'all got time is for
kind of like if you don't beat them, join them kind of thing.
No, I think.
And she's part of the problem, talking about if you can't beat them, join them. So we obviously can tell just from her commentary that she's one of these boss, busy, baddie babes that he just described. But she said at the beginning that women are choosing to be single and they're calling it their peace. Yeah, okay. I think that's all smoke and mirrors. Let's say right now, you're focused on career, you're making your money, you're opting out of the dating market, you're single, you get to make your own decisions, you're completely self-centered, self-absorbed. Me. That's awesome. That's fantastic. But most human beings, it's just a biological urge that we have. Most of us want a family. Most of us want children. Most of us want a partner so that we can grow old together and we can die together, So they might be happy with that now, but let's wait 10, 15, even 20 years from now and see how many women are miserable. We're already kind of seeing it now. Women are on more antidepressants than ever in history. And they claim that they're happy. Like, okay, stop it. And it's not just a woman problem. Men are the most unhappy that they've ever been too. They're deleting themselves more than they ever have before. And it's because nobody wants to be in relationships anymore. And nobody wants to get married and stick it out anymore. This world that we live in now is just so materialistic and just so fast paced. We need to slow it down and kind of get back to our roots.
To all of your women that say that they're so grateful that we live in a time that makes them be productive members of capitalistic society, you got a lot of women on the train every day like, who the fuck signed us up for this work shit? I would much rather be in the home than letting a man take care of the home. And then because women were conditioned to, throughout that whole feminist movement, to almost develop some shame because all I am is a housewife. What do you mean? Now we've got popular shows about it. Like it's really the ideal life if I'm able to sit home and not have to deal with the dirt, the trash, the violence, the commutes.
Okay.
And I have this man that's like, you know what, baby, I got that. And now you're shamed because all you have to do is raise our bloodline and make sure that we got milk for dinner or breakfast. You know what I'm saying? Like
this is true. Women have been shamed for doing what they've been doing for centuries, And this is part of the problem too. It's like now that we have women in the workforce, and I'm not against women working. Like, shouts out to my mom. She worked 3 jobs. Without my mom grinding and going to get it, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So I think women should have the opportunity to work. But I think that it should mainly be prioritized that women are mothers first and foremost. Because what happens is when you have both parents out in the workforce 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, you have somebody else raising your children, especially in the very, very early years, from birth to 5 or 6, around the age that they first start school, it's 4 or 5. You have somebody else raising your kid. You got to take them off to daycare and stuff. So you see your kid at the end, the tail end of the day. Somebody else has been instilling their beliefs and their ideas on your kids. So if you can have one of the parents, and typically the way that it works is you have God over man, man over woman, woman over child. So it's the man is supposed to get his morals and his values from God. He teaches that to his wife and they get on the same page. And then when he's gone and he's out and he's getting the resources, she teaches those morals and those values to the children. But now you're outsourcing everything and you got other people raising your kids and teaching them their values. That's why this whole LGBT bullshit is running rampant. It's because people aren't parenting their kids anymore. It's just because people are outsourcing their parenthood.
Bring back the need, right? Because you know why men want to go 50-50? Because eggs is $7. Eggs is $7 and we're both underpaid. But guess what? Prime property, real estate doesn't care about that. The Post brothers, the Toll brothers, they don't care about that. We say, yo, we got two people that if they got enough sense would put bread to this thing together. not you watching me put you up and now I gotta suffer. Like, because like Ace said, I'm getting the same sex on the street with half the arguments and demands for raises. It's like every time I turn around, I'm in a salary cap negotiation with my partner because I gotta improve on these different things. When I was just getting my sex, I might have had to do a little Brooklyn Chop House, but
I like Brooklyn Chop. Side
It's
note,
great.
it's not even just, and I'm gonna go back to your question. It's not even just we're getting access to sex and that's all we want.
with getting kids.
Hold on, no, men who, I'm removing disqualified men that aren't on their square. Men that's on their square, you don't even have to excel as a man. You're getting access to quality women that you could see yourself with.
Oh, for sure.
And then you're a lot of men are having option fatigue. And what I mean
analysis
is
paralysis.
What I mean is, whereas you hear on the opposite end when you're talking about qualified women, you're hearing there ain't no good men. I can't find none. I live down the street in Atlanta, and I'm telling you, when I go out to anywhere, it's 20 women to me. It literally is 20 women to me.
Yes.
And so I guess what I'm saying is, because of that supply and demand, because the fact that some of these toxic behaviors that we can talk about as elevated people that men need to grow out of, but most people aren't elevated people. So those toxic behaviors are attractive to certain women. Those men don't have the necessary motivation to change. That's why I said the infrastructure gotta be, and I don't know how you do it. If I had the answer,
I know the answer. This is how you do it. Women have to choose better. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of dudes who are not doing what they're supposed to. There's a lot of dudes who are lazy. There's a lot of dudes who are not working on their intelligence. They're not working on any accolades. They're not, working on their bread. There's a lot of dudes who are just very, very complacent and stagnant. But at the same time, women don't choose properly, man. They like the fun bad boy. They like the dude who just gets them going, but they don't like the one who's the nerdy, smart, safe option. They like him later on in life whenever they've had their fun and they're ready to settle down and they've been dominated by 15, 20 dudes. They like him then whenever those dudes don't want to take them serious, when they've tried to change and fix up. They tried to build a bear basically, and that shit didn't work. They went through 15, 20 different dudes trying to make him who they want him to be and realize that they were just getting used and abused. Then they want to go for the good guy that they passed up on. So how you fix it is by getting the family unit back together and men raising daughters who know how to use discernment. That's how you fix it. You start by getting the family back together. You date with intention. You date to marry. And you don't raise children as like a blended family. You over there doing your thing. I'm over here doing my thing. We got our own families, but we still got kids together. Like that. This is chaos. Stick together, raise your family properly as best you can. There's no like manual to the shit, but as best you can, and try to teach your children how to use discernment. That's the solution. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comment section. I'll leave this video linked in the description so you can go check out the entire thing for yourself if you like. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs, man. I'm trying to get this channel monetized ultimately. So help your boy out, please. And yeah, man, that's it. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.